Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Rhonda. Sorry if my glasses are annoying and reflective, but I need them to see. I have some free time right now, so I figured I'd just make this random video of apps on my phone. Not that you asked or cared, but I figured why not share this intel. So if you haven't checked out any of my videos before, feel free to do so. I'm just a real girl in the real world, just trying to get through life. I have a podcast, the But Listen Hear Me Out Pod. Feel free to check that out. Feel free to check out my other socials, and let's get right into it because why not? And also too, we have 10% on the phone. I haven't been at 10% in like 2 years. It's lit. So I'll show you guys the stuff that's on my phone, and I will at some point maybe screen record it on the side. So I kind of listed out the apps the way that I use it on a day/weekly basis. So usually the first thing that I do on my phone is look up the weather. Even if it's hot outside, I want to know how hot, if it's going to rain later. And so I always look at the weather app. And that's also just because it helps me figure out if I need to change what fit I need to wear, because I used to do it, you know, the night before, but sometimes even then, like sometimes I'll wake up and it's raining and I don't know how long it's gonna rain, etc. So I check out the weather app. It helps me figure out my day, especially when I plan it out with my patient, so we can make sure that it is a productive day for the both of us. Then after that, the next thing I look at is Club Pilates. I am a member for Club Pilates, and I've been going to Pilates for the past 7-8 months. And so if I happen to wake up in the middle of the night, for example, or if I booked a class the night before and I want to make sure that I can check to see if I was approved early in the morning, because I really like early classes like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Those are the classes I like to take. So then I always check to see if I was approved or pushed to a wait list or asked to come back like a different day. So that's the next thing that I do. Next up, I do Pinterest. Pinterest is mainly because sometimes if I don't plan ahead of time, I like to look at Pinterest for story backgrounds, and I reuse them for my Instagram stories. So that way I can kind of do have a cute aesthetic throughout the day, because sometimes I don't really care for that ombre neonish thing that it does. And sometimes I don't really care for the mute, ugly tones that it'll pick from whatever post you're trying to repost. So I just kind of like to curate it to be my own. And usually too, it kind of is like a signature within itself for me, because people know that they're looking at my story when it has a story backdrop usually. And I like to just make my own. But there are apps that come out that have their own thing that do that. And then after that, I look at my notes app. I have a problem. I'm sick. I need help. I love to-do lists, checklists, anything that I write too many to-do lists. I have a planner, and then I have these post-its that I put my to-do list on, but then I also have it on my phone, and every day I look through my phone. Every day I go on the notes app and I have some type of to-do list, whether it's for running errands or doing something in my room or something for my mental health or something that to keep me updated with what I'm recording or vlogging. I always have it. And what do you know? I'm using the notes app right now for me to look at what I'm talking about today. So there's that. Then after that, I use the podcast app because I listen to podcasts avidly. And so when I'm not doing that, I'm usually reading books, and that is something else for what's on my iPad, and I would love to share that with you guys because that will go more into like my content creating apps and stuff like that. But for right now, just on my phone, I really love the podcast app. There are so many podcasts that I've been tuning into lately, and I mean, I've always listened to them, but I am obsessed with this new one that is called Not For Nothing Podcast. 3 homeboys. I feel like I talk about them almost too frequently. Maybe I'm manifesting it. Maybe I'll meet them. But it's 3 homeboys. They're from the city, basically like from where I grew up. They're a vibe. It's like hanging out with my best friends. So like when I listen to them, it's like being a part of the conversation. I don't know. They're a vibe. It's like you gotta try it to figure out what I'm talking about. Like just me talking about them won't give you a glimpse or even the slightest emotion of what it's really like to be a part of their community. They're a vibe, and I really, really, really like that trio. And then they have guests on. They talk about several different topics, but they're not the only podcast there. You know, I listen to my own. No, I listen to my best friend's podcast, which she hasn't posted anything in years, but her podcast is evergreen. I can listen to it anytime, any day, any moment, and it's always a vibe. What other podcast do I listen to? I'm literally on my phone. Why don't I look at it? I listen to The Morning Toast quite frequently. The Bitch Bible, I listen to that as well. Welcome to Our Show, which is literally the cast members from Who's That Girl? New Girl. Gals on the Go. Gotta listen to Gals on the Go. That's with Brooke Michio and Daniel Carolyn. Wild Till 9, pretty basic. Love me a Remy and Alicia moment. The comment section is one of the relatively new ones I've been listening to. Also to Brittany Broski's podcast with her friend Sarah, the Violin Community Guidelines podcast. My best friend Fran put me onto this one, and they are hysterical. It's like me listening. It's like someone recording a conversation between Fran and I, which I think is hysterical. Making Moves podcast is always a vibe. Class 1Z, if you love anime, if you're an avid anime fan, you would really love listening to Chelsea and Amaya's podcast, the Class 1Z, which is based off of, the title is based off of another anime show. So if you know, you know. And if you don't know, then be about it and check them out. And then after that, of course, my best friend's podcast, Hey Bitches, by your girl Carly, which a lot of you may or may not know. She's definitely come across your For You page. But there are so many more other podcasts that I listen to. You just have to be there. It's a vibe. I like a little bit of true crime too. So I have been listening to My Favorite Murder. I took a break the past year, but they are pretty good. And Office Ladies. Oh, and Unsolicited. I'll be here all day. My other friend's podcast, The Nurturing Parent. I mean, it's a lot. They're all good. So I highly recommend. And it's crazy because there's like thousands of podcasts, and I have maybe 30, 40 under my belt, and I can't get enough of them. But that's what I do. I usually find a podcast to tune into. Then after that, I check out my Notion. So Notion is this, ultimate to-do checklist. And I have to create a whole separate video about Notion. It is your online planner, your online agenda. I highly recommend this for, you could be anyone. Stay-at-home moms, engineers, students, scholars, content creators, managers. This is amazing to have everything all in one place, and you can create it. It gets a little overwhelming at first, and which is why I created my own templates, and they have blessed me so much. So if you guys are ever interested in checking out or wanting to see how I created a Notion, I have a Scholastic one that I created for a friend of mine for the school year, or rather semester that he had, and then I have one for all my content creating needs, from YouTube to Instagram to TikTok, like all of the above. Like it's a vibe, and I highly recommend that for you. And so yeah, I'm a little crazy for using notes and writing out my planner, and then using Post-its, and also having a Notion. But Notion is just more in depth and having more information that I need to store, and has all of my idea pictures and stuff like that all in one. It's just a chef's kiss. And then after that, of course, alongside using Notion, I use my calendar, like my actual calendar, both on my planner, like the one that I write out on, and on my phone. And then after that, next up, I use Truebill. I had started using it when it first came out, before having subscriptions. I used it maybe like 6 years ago. Loved it. It made me feel guilty about the accountability I had for spending bread, so I stopped using it. Started using it again so I can be a little bit more conscious of my budgeting, and just being aware. I usually mainly use it just to see what bills I have coming up, because it catalogs it all in 1 week, and then it shows you what's coming up in the next week, and 2 weeks from now, and next month. So I really like that, because it has helped me, specifically the past 2 months. I've saved thousands. All right, not crazy thousands, but I saved like a solid $2,000 on not overspending stuff, because I was aware of what I have to pay and what I need to invest my money into the following weeks, instead of just that very moment. So not a sponsor, but check it out if you want to. I pay maybe like I think I paid 5 or 7 beans a month for it. It has different like membership options for you to pay for the app, but whatever. Of course, from after checking out if I have money in my bank, money in the bank, show you what you think about that. I then go onto my Amazon and then I look at my cart and say, is today the day that I'm going to spend and just buy everything that's just been sitting in my cart, or will I have to pick out the things I need to pick out? And don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, because you definitely do. And so I check out my Amazon, see if there's anything I needed to buy or anything that I forgot that I wanted to buy. I've been really good lately. I haven't really been buying anything from Amazon the past 3 months, so that's been good. Then after that, I hit up YouTube. I usually go on YouTube just to see if any of my friends have uploaded anything. And then after that, I go through the category of looking at all of my favorite creators. And then usually on weekends, or if I'm happening to just have some free time and I see a thumbnail that I find interesting, I just add it to my watch list so I can watch over the weekend while I'm cleaning up or waiting for my meeting with my manager, etc. And then usually, because I updated my phone, my YouTube can play in the background now. So now, like while I'm driving or whatever, I can still kind of like hear, or while I'm waiting, see the video content while being able to still browse and write notes and etc. So I like that. Then after that, I go on Clubhouse. I go on Clubhouse once a week. The group was called Creator Lounge. I don't believe it's called that anymore. And if I find the name, it'll be on the screen. But it's run by my friends, Tanisha and Austin. And if you're a creator or in the creative field, I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you're a content creator, influencer, even in brand management, PR, etc. It's just a great community, and you learn a lot of things. So I highly recommend that. And that's what they used to be like every day. And then after that, they went from every day to 3 days a week to now it's just once a week. And they also have a YouTube, no, not YouTube. They have a Facebook group. So if you guys are really into Facebook and all that stuff, you can feel free to follow the Facebook, where they have a lot more resources that you can look at. I know I'm talking fast, but I want to wrap up really soon because I have to start work. After that, after Clubhouse, which I usually tune into once a week, they're usually on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Then I go onto Instagram. I don't look at my notifications on my Instagram anymore, and I don't really like interact as much as I should, just because, well, that's just something for you to watch my vlog on and you'll know why. But I just sometimes it's a little overwhelming, so I just take my time with like responding with stuff. But I often check my Instagram to see, where my baddies at, where are my homegirls posting their cutest little pictures. I like to support my friends. And then oftentimes I will check to see if I had any engagements with my recent videos, because then after recent posts, so I can let my manager know how well my analytics have been. But I don't really stay on Instagram or TikTok like that anymore. Then after that, I hit Canva. I don't know why, but every day Canva gives me a reason to be on it. I do a lot of my graphics on it now. I used to use a lot of different server apps to do my graphics, and Canva has been a really nice place to start. So I recommend this for anyone, as a teacher, as a mom, as a day-to-day girly, guys, the gays, the fellas, like you can be anyone. I just recommended my best friend who just recently got engaged. Shout out to Court. I told her to go on Canva and use it for her invitations and stuff like that. Save a pretty penny. And then after that, I go onto my camera app because I'm usually recording, vlogging, or need to take a picture for a thumbnail or something like that, like I'm gonna have to do. And then after that, I use Gmail so I can check my messages, see if I have anything going on with any brands or any other companies, or even just going back to back with my manager. Then after that, I always end up on the Target app. I'm always trying to find something. Honestly, I highly recommend going on the Target app because it's like you're shopping on the phone or your app before having to go to the store. And I feel like it's safer to shop on the app. I'm not as reluctant to buy on the app as I am in person. So I like to go on the Target app. And also too, if I feel like I need to go somewhere to a Target and then you go somewhere, you don't see what you need, but you end up buying other crap, I like to use the app so that way I can find the location I'm gonna go to see if they have the things in stock. And then I figure out what I want to do from there. The last three, we're wrapping it up. I use my bank app. I always check. Well, I haven't really, but after today, I'm gonna have to start checking my bank app a little bit more, and just to making sure that I got paid, because oftentimes with my job, sometimes they skip my pay or whatever. So it's not that I don't have money in the account. It's just how much do I have? Like, am I making sure that I get my checks? And then after that, there's this game I'm obsessed with, not sponsored. It's called Royal Match. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. I started it in COVID like a year and a half ago. I'm on level, what level am I on? 3,708. Some people have the nerve to call it Candy Crush. Candy Crush could never. We don't know her. Could have been walking down the street with no thing. But Royal Match is that girl. Is that guy. Is that gay. Is that royalty. It is everything. I highly recommend. I put my best friend Nettie onto it. And she's not a person who just hops onto things. And I honestly, I'm happy that it's not a trend. I'm happy that not a lot of people know about it. But it is a good time. You can use it with Wi-Fi, without Wi-Fi, with cellular data, without cellular data. It is a vibe. Once you download it, you are good and you are hooked. And just let people know I put you onto it. So if you do a rate review or subscribe or whatever onto the iTunes thing, the little charts, make sure you let them know @RhondaCraze sent you. Yeah, you're welcome. And then last but not least, the last thing on my thing is TikTok. So I use TikTok like Google, and some people look at me like I'm crazy, but that's how I use it. I don't really think much of it, but it is a good time, and like you can get lost in the sauce with it. So if I really don't have anything else going on productively, TikTok has been there for me. I don't like the fact that they ask me to leave after a certain amount of time. It's not really their business. It's giving Nickelodeon's Day of Play. But I digress. That's everything on my phone. What's on your phone? Please tell me what are your favorite apps. If you have anything that you think that I would like, that I would be put onto, put it on me. Let me know. And that's just a little something about me today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you want me to make a separate video for certain things like Notion, because I can give you my Notion tour. Because Notion is for the girls. It's for the guys. It's for the gays. It's for all. Every individual, every spirituality. Anyways, I will see you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow my podcast, the But Listen Hear Me Out podcast. Don't forget to follow my socials, and don't forget to check out my other videos. I hope you had a good time, because I did. Okay, bye.